Heavy rain lashes down, blurring the winding road into a treacherous path. A single car headlight pierces the dark, followed by the blinding, predatory beams of a speeding truck. A sickening screech of tires rends the air, followed by the horrifying crunch of metal and shattering glass. The violent cacophony abruptly ceases, leaving an eerie, deafening silence, broken only by the persistent rain. Through the twisted wreckage, Arslan, a small figure, stands frozen. His eyes are wide, reflecting a silent, profound shock that grips his soul. In the stark orphanage dormitory, rows of narrow white beds stretch into the dim, unforgiving light. Arslan sits alone on his bed, his small finger tracing silent patterns on the cold, unfeeling wall beside him. Across the room, a cluster of older children huddle, their whispers sharp and insidious, slicing through the quiet air. One child points a finger directly at Arslan, their lips forming the cruel, unspoken word, cursed. Their laughter, a cacophony of mockery, pierces the dormitory's silence. A cruel, relentless assault. Arslan flinches, his shoulders slumping in defeat, as he pulls his knees to his chest, seeking to disappear into himself. Under the relentless downpour, the orphanage grounds transform into a muddy expanse, mirroring the chaos within. Arslan, a small figure in thin pajamas, sprints barefoot across the cold, unforgiving mud, his every step a desperate plea. His face, streaked with tears and rain, reflects a silent, primal terror as he flees into the tempestuous night. He never looks back, his desperate flight fueled by an unseen horror, the thud of his feet fading into the storm. The relentless patter of rain engulfs his fading footsteps, leaving an unsettling void in the dark, desolate grounds.
Arslan walks alone on empty streets, swallowed by the night. Flickering streetlights cast long, dancing shadows, stretching and shrinking as he moves. He passes house after house, their windows glowing with warm, inviting yellow light. He deliberately avoids looking at the illuminated homes, his face etched with a quiet sorrow. A profound sense of not belonging weighs on him, a silent burden in the still night. The soft shuffle of his shoes on the pavement is the only sound emphasizing his isolation. Under the pale moonlight, Arslan approaches the rusty iron gates of an old graveyard, tall trees swaying eerily. Darkness stretches endlessly between weathered gravestones, their silhouettes stark against the night sky. He pushes the creaking gate open, the sound echoing loudly in the profound silence of the night. As Arslan steps inside, a profound sense of calm settles over him, a peace he hasn't felt in months. He sits beside an old grave, tracing the carved name with his fingers, a silent connection forged. "You're alone too, right?" "Me too," Arslan whispers to the grave, his voice a soft lament in the quiet night. Arslan, with quiet reverence, sweeps dry leaves from the graveyard paths, his movements deliberate and respectful. He meticulously washes dust from old tombstones, a silent conversation with the past. Gently, he places fresh flowers left by visitors onto graves, honoring forgotten lives. Inside Baba Karim's Spartan but warm shed, Arslan reads names from a tombstone rubbing, his voice a soft murmur. "Were you happy?" Baba Karim, with silver hair and tired eyes, watches Arslan, a gentle gaze hinting at understanding as Arslan asks, "Did someone love you? Did you ever feel alone?" Rain lashes down in the graveyard, turning the ground to slick mud as Arslan struggles against two shadowy figures. He falls, head striking stone, a primal scream tearing from his throat as everything blurs in blinding pain. A police siren wails in the distance, spurring the figures to flee into the darkness, leaving Arslan unconscious. Police arrive as a driver looks on, Arslan carried away, not from a home, but toward the promise of a new one. Arslan's eyes flutter open, adjusting to the crisp white sheets and the sterile scent of a hospital room, a stark contrast to his past. A kind-faced social worker sits beside him, her expression a mixture of concern and quiet admiration. She speaks softly, revealing her knowledge of his solitary life and his brave act against the thieves, a story that has touched many. Later, a couple enters, their faces etched with a quiet sorrow that softens into genuine warmth as they gaze upon Arslan. They speak to him with gentle voices, asking about his dreams and his fears, their words a balm to his soul. For the first time, Arslan feels truly seen, not with pity, but with a profound and overwhelming sense of love. Years later, Arslan, a distinguished lawyer, reviews documents at a polished desk, bathed in warm light. A framed photograph on his desk captures a younger Arslan, smiling brightly with his adoptive parents. He closes a file on children's welfare, a quiet determination in his eyes whispering, "You were right. I wasn't cursed." Before eager young volunteers, Arslan launches the Invisible Children's Fund, his voice filled with hope. He concludes his speech with a quiet, reflective smile, a silent whisper to a cherished memory. Rain lashes down on the graveyard as Arslan, small but fierce, struggles against two shadowy figures. He slips, his head hitting a stone with a sickening thud, the world blurring as a guttural scream tears from his throat. The wail of a police siren slices through the night, startling the figures as they scramble into the darkness. Police arrive, finding Arslan unconscious amidst the tombstones, the rain washing over his still form. An officer gently lifts Arslan, carrying him towards the promise of a new life. Arslan awakens in a sterile hospital room, a comforting warmth radiating from his bed, crisp sheets enveloping him. A kind-faced social worker, her expression a mix of sympathy and admiration, sits beside him, speaking softly. She recounts his bravery, how his heroic act in the graveyard has made him the graveyard boy who stopped thieves. Mr. and Mrs. Khan enter, their eyes holding a deep, quiet sadness, yet undeniable warmth as they gaze at Arslan. They speak with profound connection, sharing their own loss, not with pity, but with understanding. This meeting marks a new chapter, a bridge built from shared loss to a burgeoning, unspoken love. Years later, Arslan, now a distinguished lawyer, stands before a modern building, a testament to his journey. The sign above the entrance proudly proclaims the Arslan Foundation for Abandoned Children, reflecting his quiet confidence. In the old graveyard, Arslan kneels beside Baba, Kareem's tombstone, gently cleaning away dust and moss. A faint smile plays on his lips as he whispers, "You were right, Baba Kareem. I wasn't cursed." The sun shines brightly on the foundation building, illuminating the hope his life now represents for countless children. Dusk descends upon a desolate graveyard where ancient, weathered headstones stand like silent sentinels. The sky above is a brooding canvas of muted purples and greys, mirroring the solemnity of the hallowed ground. Amidst the stillness, the man stands, a solitary figure lost in thought among the forgotten. A faint, almost imperceptible smile touches his lips, a stark contrast to the somber surroundings. The wind whispers through the skeletal branches of leafless trees, a melancholic sigh carrying a sense of quiet reflection. His gaze sweeps over the graves, a silent communion with the past, as the last light fades from the sky. Rain lashes against a grimy window, mirroring the storm within the abandoned apartment. A younger man, disheveled and utterly defeated, sits alone in the sparsely furnished room. The only light, a flickering street lamp outside, casts long, wavering shadows that dance around him. His hollow eyes, filled with profound isolation and despair, betray a soul forgotten by the world. The room, stripped bare, amplifies his silent anguish, a stark tableau of utter desolation. The graveyard, once shadowed by gloom, now bathes in a radiant, golden sunlight, transforming its somber stillness. The man stands amidst the tombstones, his gaze sweeping over the world beyond the gates with newfound clarity. His eyes, once clouded, are now clear and resolute, reflecting a confident, knowing expression that replaces past sorrow. He inhales deeply, a quiet acknowledgement of the profound strength he has discovered within this very place. He turns and walks away, his stride purposeful, toward a promising horizon, leaving the past behind him. With each step, he moves confidently forward, never looking back, embracing the journey ahead.